Hi everybody, and welcome to today's practice. Today is going to be about restoring, stretching, making sure that you're doing a little bit of movement in the mat, but that it's just to relax. So like for me today, right now, it's nighttime. I'm about to go to sleep probably in like an hour. So I was like, I need to wind down. I feel restless from working because I just taught a class late. So it's kind of nice to sometimes kind of moving your mat and get that restless mind out and then go to sleep. But you can do this in the morning too, okay? Let's start laying down into the ground. We're just going to come to your practice. I feel like I really need this today, so hopefully you need it too. And just breathe. Let the body get heavy into the mat. Notice where you're holding tension and where can you just soften 10%. And clench the jaw. Relax the face. Soften the eyebrows. Let the ears get heavy. The shoulders melt down. The hips. Let the legs get heavy on the mat. And then I start bringing awareness to the breath. Just noticing what is the body doing when you inhale and exhale. Just kind of connecting, tuning into the breath. We have this breath every day, all day long. We don't notice it. We just breathe. So try to connect a little bit more. Start letting all the air out of the lungs. And then take a big inhale. And then open the mouth, let it go. You take an inhale, you expand through the ribs, the belly, the chest, the collarbones, all over, and then you open the mouth, you release. And then you take another one. Feeling a little bit more, a little bit more. And then open. Let everything go. And now seal the lips. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your mind begins to wander, which is completely normal, especially in this world. Just go back to the breath, counting the inhales and exhales. Trying to surrender into the mat. You're gonna bring the right knee towards your chest. Maybe both knees are bent and your feet are in the ground. Maybe your left leg is extended. And then you're gonna bring the right knee into the chest. You're just gonna make some circles with your knee, bringing the knee all the way, opening it, and then bringing it back to center. Bringing it to the chest, the armpit, then opening it to the side. And then pushing the knee all the way to center. breathe here through these. Moving slow, creating a little bit of mobility onto that hip socket. Maybe you go the opposite direction. It's okay if your hip pops. Completely normal. It happens to me all the time. Just making sure that it's not creating any pain, just sensation. Okay, now you're gonna leave that right knee into the chest. You're gonna extend the left leg. Maybe you grab a bolster or blocks or pillows, okay? And then you're gonna bring that bolster maybe on top, underneath your right knee when you twist. You're just twisting through the torso. Maybe you open the arms to the side, to a T. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder if your neck allows it. And you're thinking about feeling a sensation into your your right hip, going all the way up into your waist, maybe sometimes into your shoulder blade, depending on how tight you are. And just release here. Let that right leg get heavy. Maybe you don't need a bolster. Maybe you need a block and a bolster. What do you need? Just listen to the body. And let it relax. Try not to engage any muscle here. Just kind of let it go and soften. And go back to the breath. Then ask yourself, are you holding tension in your eyebrows, in your cheeks, and your ears? We tend to hold a lot of tension in our face. So try to soften, be intentional. Maybe you're thinking about bringing all the oxygen into that right rib. Expanding through the right ribs, filling up the right lung. Let's take 3 long more breaths here. Really slowly, moving mindfully, moving your neck if it's twisted, and moving your hips back to neutral, bringing your left foot and to meet the right, and just noticing that right side of the body with your right shoulder compared to your left, really tuning in into the body. We tend to always lose that body-mind connection. It is hard to grasp it. And these yoga classes, anytime you step into the mat, you get a little bit closer to that connection. Now you're gonna bring the left knee into the chest. You're gonna extend the right leg, and then maybe you bring the bolster towards the other side, and then you twist, opening the arms. Maybe you wiggle the hips towards the left to twist a little bit deeper. And then feeling the extension. Oh, I felt a couple of bones crack. That felt good. And just letting that left leg get heavy. We'll be here for around 2 minutes, like we were on the other side. Just breathing, feeling the extension of that left ribs this time. And again, do you bring tension in your face again when you moved? Some of you probably did. So try to relax the face. Notice your right leg. Let it soften. Concentrate on the breath. Relax the body. Just ask yourself, how heavy can I get into the mat? Let's take 3 to 4 lumbar breaths. Really slowly, sorry about that. Really slowly, moving the neck, moving the knee, bringing the other knee into the chest, bringing your hips and your back to neutral. Finding stillness for just a couple of breaths, just to notice how you feel. I say these so many times, and it's such a simple task, you think, right? Like, oh, this is a simple task. Notice how you feel. But then whenever you try, you're like, wait, what? And then little by little, the more you step into the mat, you're like, wait, my body is talking to me. I just haven't listened. And really slowly bringing the knees into the chest, rocking side to side, letting it feel good. Creating a little bit of movement from all the stillness. Okay, we're gonna sit. You're gonna bring your hands behind the thighs. You're gonna rock back and forth. I had a busy week, everybody. I had a busy week. So I'm tired. So I'm like, what a better way to do a class that is just relaxing, right? Because we've been going. And all the videos, all the classes you've been doing lately have been going. Okay, right knee, you bend it. You bring the right sole of the foot inside of your left leg. We're into a seated tree, right? Just like if you were standing. And then from here, you're thinking about bringing your pelvis forward. So think about always kind of lifting your body, lifting the ribs away from the waist and the hips, okay? So if not, we're just kind of hunching over and just laying like that, and we're not keeping integrity on our posture. So just kind of thinking about bringing your pelvis forward, tailbone slightly back, and then if you feel like it, if it feels nice, you're gonna start walking your hands in front of you. If you have blocks or books or anything you need, or pillows, you can stack pillows on top of each other and just kind of maybe bring your forearms into the ground. If you want to hold your head, you can always bring a block, kind of position it somewhere where you can hold your head. So that way you relax, and then you can drop the shoulders, and that way you're not in like a, oh, I'm a little bit tense. I want you to relax. I want you to restore here, to feel good. And then you'll notice how with every breath you take and every exhale you take, your body starts melting down forward a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper, especially if you let gravity take hold. So get as comfortable as you want, stretching as much as you want, feeling the sensation to the back of the left leg, your right hip, your lumbar spine, the protraction of your shoulder blades. Let the arms get heavy, the head. Maybe you start thinking about bringing the breath into the back of the ribs, expanding through the back of the shoulder blades and the back body. Soften, let go. Let's take 4 more breaths here. One more breath. And slowly kind of waking up from the pose, pressing into your hands and bringing your hands, walking them towards you so that way you can start lifting. We're going to go into the other side. So we're going to bring the left sole of the foot inside of the right leg. And again, thinking about standing tall. Maybe you take some wiggles, whatever you need here. And then maybe you bring your bolster or blocks. If you need it taller, you can always bring a block underneath and then the bolster and then another block. And then bring it right here. And just drop the arms to the side. You have options. Once you have gotten situated, we drop and we rest. We let the body take just the whole weight of the body down. Feeling the back of that right leg now. Your lumbar spine, the left hip. The back of the shoulder blades expand. Then bring awareness to your face again. Relax the jaw, the tongue, the lips. Soften your gaze. Don't tense the forehead, let it go. And again, bring oxygen to the back of the body. Expand through the back body. Let's take 4 more breaths. Another inhale. And exhale it out. And then slowly coming out of the pose. Moving slow. Okay, let's counteract a little bit by bringing the hands behind you. Opening through the chest. And then bringing that, extending that left leg. Maybe moving around. Wiggling. Shifting. Swiveling, everything you need to do here. Create a little movement from the stillness. Okay, and now we're gonna go into a seated butterfly. We're gonna bring the feet to touch. We're gonna be, again, kind of pelvis forward, tailbone back. And then just fold forward, feeling the extension into the inside of the legs this time. Even the lumbar spine too, because you are folding forward. And then again, you can bring a bolster. And then bring your forearms on it. You can always, again, bring a block and just be right here. There's options for you to be comfortable. Also, if you are cold, grab a sweater, a blanket, little things like that. We're gonna breathe into the back of the body again. And then notice the sensation into the inner thighs, the hips. It is okay to feel slightly uncomfortable whenever we're stretching. It is normal to feel sensations. And then the whole like, I'm not doing yoga because I'm not flexible. Well, how do you think you get flexible? How do you think you let the body have mobility? Is by moving it and then stretching it. So try to take some time to restore from all the exercise that may be a movement that you do. Because this is how we heal our muscles and how we grow our muscles better. Sometimes we need rest to be able to grow. Keep softening. Keep relaxing the shoulders, the face, the legs. Let's take 4 more breaths here. One more breath. Really slowly. Moving up. You have to move slow whenever you're holding poses for a long time. Don't just like, ah. Try to be gentle with your body sometimes, okay? Okay, so we've been folding a lot forward. So we're gonna kind of like say supportive fish now. So that way we can kind of counteract all the folding we've been doing. My favorite type of supportive fish is by bringing one block into the medium setting and one block into the tall setting. I usually have kind of like a palm of your hand in between them. And then I bring that bottom of the block where your shoulder blades start, and then the top of the block will be taller, okay? It will be a little bit upper, so that way it's touching kind of like the nuts of your back. And then this is laying on the back of the head, so you can always kind of adjust it once you're laying. Also, I like it just like that, so that way I can feel pressure in do some pressure points in some of the nuts I have in my shoulder blade because I suffer from that. But you can always feel more comfortable by bringing a bolster on top of it and then just laying down and bringing your arms to the sides. I just usually like to have more of a pressure point settings, so that way I can kind of move around and feel it. And then I usually just kind of grab the block and find the spot where it lays best for my head, and just let the shoulders fall down, let the arms get heavy into the ground, the hips, and just breathe here. Again, go back to the breath. It is so easy for the mind wander into all these thoughts. That counting the breath helps. Or maybe you're one of the lucky ones where you're so exhausted that your mind just shuts down. Mine, it doesn't matter how tired I am. My mind goes 100 miles per hour. But the ears get heavy. Let the back of the head get heavy into the block. Breathe into the ribs, expand the chest. We'll be here for 3 to 4 more breaths. Slowly start moving the body. Let's get out of here. Maybe you press into your forearms and your elbows. And you slowly take off the blocks. Okay, we're gonna go into a little bit of stretching on the back of the legs again, and the inner thighs and the hips. We're gonna go into a supported malasana just for like 5 to 6 breaths. Especially like at night, sometimes if you're gassy or you feel bloated, this is kind of a nice little pose. You maybe bring the block to the tall setting, and then you just stand tall. And then maybe you do some circles with your neck. Maybe you move a little bit, bringing the knees out. Maybe you dip one shoulder by pressing the left elbow inside of the left knee, and then you look up to one side, and then you go back to center, and then you press that right elbow into the right knee, dipping the shoulder down, opening, twisting. Take a few more breaths. This can be intense if you're not used to malasana. But we need to get some mobility and some stretching into those hips, right? And now we're gonna go into a forward fold. So you're gonna press your hands down, and you're gonna press into your feet. Bring your hips up, point the toes forward. Maybe you wanna bend slightly the knees. And then you're just stretching through the back of the legs, letting your whole body get heavy. Relaxing the shoulders, the arms. Maybe you play with the weight on your feet, but going one side and to the other side, or maybe forward and back. Just creating a little bit of movement after all that stillness that we've been doing. I like to wiggle my hips side to side and press them up. They feel a nice stretch into my hip and my waist. I always feel like this part of my waist always feels so tight, like I want to like stretch it. The same with that side, right? Okay. We're gonna sit down again. We're gonna sit down however you want to get there. Take your time. You can always pause me. And we're gonna do a little fire log just to stretch those hips for a little bit. You're just gonna be cross-legged, and then you're gonna bring the left foot on top of the right leg, and you're just gonna kind of think about bringing your body weight forward, pelvis forward, elbow back, opening through the chest. Maybe you walk your hands, maybe you stay here. It's a deep stretch into that left hip. It is okay to have a big hole right here, gap. You can always bring the block and bring it into that gap, and then press. And the more you fold, the more you feel the stretch, basically. We're just gonna be here for around 5 to 6 more breaths. Breathe into the back of the body. Try to relax, try to bring that breath into the hip. These can be pretty intense. It is for me right now. Every time I have an intense stretch, I feel like a little warm in my belly, like I have to move. It's weird. I don't know how to explain that feeling other than a little warm in my belly. Butterflies, maybe? they're not like a butterflies that you like. They're more like a butterfly that you're like, I gotta move. I should shut up. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, my brain goes 100 miles per hour. Okay. Now we're gonna go up slowly, open, bring the soles of the feet down, bring the knees up, bring your hands behind you, and just windshield wipe a little bit. The legs side to side. We're just stretching the hips. We've done hamstrings, we've done inner thighs. And now we're just kind of stretching kind of like that glute area and the hip. Okay, now you're bringing the left on top of the right. Look at how much more of a space I have in this side. Right on top of the left, sorry. The right on top of the left. And that's how you know that one hip is just completely different than the other one. And that's completely normal. Okay, again, you can always fold forward or you can stand tall. If this is enough of a stretch, you stay here. Again, you want to feel sensation, you don't want to feel pain. So connect with the body to see what you're feeling. Because sometimes we think it's pain and it's just a sensation that you're not used to, and it's completely normal. Okay. Fall down if you want to. Let's take another 6 breaths here. I'm recording with a ring light, and now all I can see is a ring when I close my eyes. A ring of light. Slowly start coming out of the pose. Okay, we're almost done. We're gonna lay down into the ground again. Oh, but first, let's bring those knees up again, soles of the foot down, and just kind of move a little bit. Okay, we're gonna go into the ground again. We're gonna bring the block into this lowest setting. And then we're bringing the block into your sacrum. So basically kind of like tailbone, a little bit higher in between the lower back and the tailbone, basically. Like if you have a little shelf right there, that you can bring the block there. And then you're letting the heaviness of your hips and pelvis just kind of fall into the block. For me, I feel it kind of like neutralizing my spine here. Kind of helps me kind of even things out. I don't even know how to explain the feeling I feel when I do supported bridge, but it's amazing. You have to let your whole body relax. Get heavy into the block. Relax the shoulders, the arms. like to rock on the block, feel all the pressure points. I'm big on movement though. I like to move more than stillness, but again, my brain is going 100 miles per hour. Keep relaxing the body to the block. And then now just bring the legs up into a little waterfall, getting that blood circulating, inflammation down. It's kind of telling your body you are safe. Everything is going to be okay. We're here, we're safe. Let the body get heavier and heavier. Legs are floating. You don't have to really do anything here. Give me 3 more breaths. And slowly start bringing everything down, taking the block away, going back into your neutral spine. And here is where we say goodbye. You're just gonna lay down and stay here as much as you want. Again, let the thoughts drift away. Don't let them linger. And concentrate on relaxing your face, letting go of your forehead, your eyebrows, soften the skin around your eyes, your ears, your cheeks. Clench the jaw. Relax your lips and your tongue. Let your whole body get heavy into the mat. Have a beautiful rest of your day or a good night's sleep.